Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a video on the Shpe, which I forgot what Shpe is, like what it stands for, the acronym, but what it means basically is your last medical appointment that you will have in the military to help you, I guess, go over every ailment that you ever had in the military. So before that happens, we have in the Air Force something called ASIMS or IMR. So it's like an integrated or interactive medical record, right? So on that IMR website, you will go in there and you will fill out form 2807, DD form 2807. And it's going to ask you a series of questions like, have you been exposed to tuberculosis, or do you have it? Do you have problems seeing? Do you have problems hearing? Do you have frequent indigestion, heartburn? I'm looking at mine right now. Have you been exposed to any sexual transmitted diseases? Do you have dizzy spells, fainting spells? You have memory loss, amnesia? Do you have some type of fevers? Have you ever been pregnant, or have you had any abnormal pap smears? Or it'll ask you questions like, have you been treated in an emergency room, or have you had any mental health episodes or situations where you've been treated for mental health? And it's just yes or no questions basically, right? And then there's a chance to explain your answers. It'll be in section 29, but you'll be able to explain every answer that you want to explain on that questionnaire or Shpe questionnaire on section 29. And then after that, you need to schedule your Shpe appointment or your last medical appointment, right? And they usually say do it a month before you retire, or either a month before you start Skill Bridge. So I did mine while I was on Skill Bridge because I decided to stay in the same local area that I was stationed at. And then also I wasn't completely close to retiring yet, but I was on my Skill Bridge, and then I'm taking Terminal. So if you're not on Skill Bridge, you're going to take Terminal. They want you to out-process the Air Force Base, right, or Army Post, but you need to get your last medical appointment done a month before that, and so they can determine if you need to either get a med board, even if you're not being med boarded, or if you need to continue to be seen. So I still have appointments that I'm going to be seen for, even though I did my last Shpe. So just know that it's not completely your last final appointment, but it is your Shpe appointment for your final examination. So this is very reminiscent of the DoD form for your self-assessment, health assessment, or your SHA that you will do for your VA claim if you decide to do one. So it's kind of along the same lines. Well, it's going to ask you a whole series of questions, and then you get to explain what has happened to you and when it happened to you in the military. So once you have your appointment, you also got to get an audiology test done, or go to audio, right? And they will do a hearing test on you. They tell you once you're done with that to go bring this test with you to your Shpe appointment, but my doctor didn't even look at that. So I brought it, she didn't do anything. And then also, you will have to bring a form that shows that you actually went to your Shpe appointment, and that PCM or that doctor will sign that form. So I am retiring after 21 and a half years in the military. So she also gave me form 2808. I don't know if that's just for retirees. I would assume not, but I don't know. And it's just a report of medical examinations saying that my PCM, or that she went through and verified every element. So basically, Shpe appointment is just an administrative appointment. It's not you have to be examined head to toe. At least my doctor didn't, or at least this base doesn't, right? So basically what she came in and said was, I reviewed your Shpe form, which is 2807. Everything looks good to me. Do you have any questions for me? I promise you it was that short. And I'm doing this video because I didn't know it was gonna be that short. I thought it was gonna be head to toe examination. I thought she was gonna feel every bump and bruise or ask me questions. No. And she did also ask, have I started my VA claim, and if I'm in the middle of that process, and I told her yes. And she was like, okay, good. And then after I told her I had no more questions, she went ahead and signed my 2808. She came back in and did put a stamp on my processing form for my Shpe appointment, showing that I did go, and she did sign it too. And that was it. It was literally like a 10-minute appointment. It's not really that in-depth because she can look at your medical records. I mean, your clinic is going to have your medical records, right? So it really wasn't that bad. It's nothing to be fearful wonderful over. It's nothing to be scared about. It's just like your last final appointment to help you on your way to getting out the military. So let me know if you have any questions.